one final piece before we wrap up. So, the other thing that will come up as you get further along in the process is someone will ask for references. And
Hmm.
usually they want to talk to someone that's at your current company or a recent manager. But again, they don't know that you're looking yet. So, do you have any tips, especially as the recruiter who's done that ask, of ways people can come up with good references, again, without sort of breaking the news that they may not have shared with their current company yet?
Yeah, well, I mean, first and foremost, I would say any recruiter, any hiring team is going to understand that the expectation is they probably are not going to get the opportunity to speak to someone at your current role. That's kind of par for the course.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to jeopardize someone's current situation for a future opportunity, and that goes all the way down to the recruiter. So they're already, and they've done it 1,000 times, come up with creative ways of who else might be valuable. So
Mhm.
it's always leaning into, obviously, teams, former managers from 2 jobs ago, or if you're doing any sort of freelance work, any relationships you have there outside, any sort of volunteer work, just any contacts that can speak to sort of working with you and your skill set and their relationship with you that's outside of the bounds of your current role is usually fair game. So they'll know, and they nobody's going. If someone's pressing you to talk to someone at your current role, it might not be somewhere that you actually want to work because they don't understand the game and aren't being sensitive to what you may need out of the process.
Yeah, and I think the reason why it's important to call out is if you haven't gone through, interviews in a while, or you haven't done job searches in a while, or you haven't done it in different industries or whatever, these are things people worry about and often will say to them, that's not going to happen. Or like,
Mhm.
if that does happen, that's saying something about the company, or it's going to be okay. They're used to this. And so, we had one person that had to get a letter of reference. It was after they resigned. So they recognized that piece, but they're like, well, I just resigned. Why are they going to say nice things about me?
Mhm.
And I said, look, this company has asked people to do this before. Ask if they have any tips, suggestions. Do they have a template, something? They did. It all went fine. There were zero concerns. So, again, this recruiter wants you to take this job. They want you to say yes if you're at this stage. So ask them and talk to them and just be open with them as a partner to try to get everybody over the finish line at that point.
And, the other thing to think about with references is people worry about it, and, some job applications will ask for references, from the very get-go, but
Mhm.
I can promise you, 90 out of 100 times, they are not calling your references until they are ready to make you an offer. Number 1, they don't have the time to be calling everyone's references of everyone that they've introduced into the interview process.
Yeah.
And they want to take you through the process to sort of surface some, okay, that's an area we didn't really get to dig in with this candidate, but would love to get from a reference of like a little bit more detailed, them actually working with them. So the timing of it is usually like you're getting an offer and they're taking the next steps and pouring some energy into
Yeah.
doing your references. So another just important thing to know is it's you're not going to see it until the very end of the process, and it's something that people worry about with is my reference going to get 10 different calls because I've put out
Mhm.
applications to 10 different
Yeah.
places? No, that's generally just, the one or two places you're getting an offer.
Yeah. Yeah, and even if they ask for it up front, it's more because they don't wanna have to chase you down for it at the end, but they won't use it until the end. I think that, maybe if you work in a school system or something, that might be different, but
Sure.
in most sort of typical corporate situations, they may just be collecting it at that point, so they're not trying to deal with it because at that point, they wanna get you an offer, they wanna be done with it, so they don't wanna have to, like, wait for all of that to be gathered.
Yep, exactly.